Project Jacquard is a new project by Google wherein they weave conductive yarn that can be used to make touch-sensitive smart clothing. So far, the only actual clothing made with the yarn has been a Levi's denim jacket made with biking in mind. The area where the conductive yarn is woven in acts almost as a touchscreen, and certain gestures, such as swiping left to right or up and down, correspond to things like changing the song playing on your phone or answering a phone call. Because the technology is built into regular yarn, it's possible for it to be woven into any clothing made on a regular old loom, despite the fact that it's this exciting new technology. The text I'm analyzing specifically is a short 4-minute promo video describing Project Jacquard with clips within. It's pretty heavy on the visual mode, with a lot of cool shots of things like fabric looms, huge walls of textiles, and scientists hard at work in labs. It also relies on the oral and linguistic modes with music that plays throughout the video and voiceovers from people within all the different fields that came together to make Project Jacquard. The text definitely effectively uses all of the modes typically associated with videos. The video for Project Jacquard can be found on Google's Advanced Technology and Projects YouTube channel, so it's pretty safe to assume that the people viewing it are more or less already interested in cool advances in technology. Google also assumes that people are at least slightly familiar with clothing. For example, they show a guy who's described as a Savile Row tailor, which is a pretty big use of ethos, but only if you actually know anything about Savile Row. Aside from that, however, they do a good job not going overly in-depth into the technology and keeping things fairly surface level in order to appeal to a wider audience and keep things interesting. The argument of this video for Project Jacquard is pretty clear. Google wants to generally inform the audience about some cool new tech they've been working on. Within that message, they also really try to get across the idea that despite this being pretty new and revolutionary, it's also innovative in that it doesn't change how clothes are designed at all. This is shown by the fact that each of the experts in the video mentions how subtle the technology is when it comes to the clothing aspect.
Designers or fashion designers or furniture designers, it is interesting because it's something you are very familiar with. It's just textile. We made the yarn very thin and feels so natural, so it looks like just normal yarn.
Software development and fashion design often don't exist in the same place, so we're hoping to make it very simple for each of those parties to collaborate, and we're hoping to provide both software and hardware knowledge and components to make those collaborations very easy.
What's amazing about the project is that I don't have to have any knowledge about the electronics and how it works. So let's see what we can create with it.
It's somehow getting the technology out of the way and making interactions more natural and more seamless.
In terms of what the technology can do, it's really up to the user and to the designers, and we expect that users can reconfigure it.
As you can tell, Google is really trying to push the message that this isn't some crazy specialized technology that's only really a concept and not useful for everyday life. They want their audience to know that it's actually a simple idea and you're not going to be wearing a giant LCD screen. The emphasis really is on the fact that it's technology integrated into normal clothing and you don't have to be some tech geek for this to be useful or cool. The argument might even go as far as to be that this will one day be mainstream technology. In short, the Welcome to Project Jacquard video is an effective promotion for Google's new technology. It uses things like upbeat music, voiceover interviews, and clips of the technology being made in order to take advantage of all the different modes that a promotional video offers. Google also does a good job being aware of their audience by not spending too much time dwelling on hard specifics about how the yarn works or how it's made or anything like that. There is some assumed knowledge and interest because of the fact that the video appears on their special Advanced Technology channel, but they keep things accessible. The result is a video that effectively convinces the audience of the fact that this project is an exciting, important, and new development, not only in technology, but also in clothing.